So, American Airlines has finally announced the mid-year changes to their elite status program as a result of this global health crisis. Now, they're quite a bit behind United and Delta in doing so, but I say better late than never. So, let's take a look at the details. Hey everyone, my name is Ben, and welcome back to Explore Informed, where we dig into the details of travel so that the next time you go exploring, you can go just a little bit better informed. If you get to the end of this video and you like what you have seen or you found the information helpful, consider liking with the like button down below or subscribing to this channel down over here. That will help you catch more of this content in your feed in the future. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, we're here to talk about the elite status changes at American Airlines kind of mid-year 2020 in the middle of this global health crisis. United and Delta have already announced those changes. We covered them in a live stream over the weekend, which I'll link to up over here. I figure what better way to review the American changes than to just simply review them together on the website since they were just published today. And I'm recording this on April 13th of 2020. So let's take a look at what American has in store for us as frequent flyers if you fall into that bucket. Okay, so let's dig into some of these changes. Now, American is saying in the coming weeks they will commit to basically 7 different things. One, they're going to extend elite status through January 2022. They're going to lower elite qualification thresholds for 2020. They're going to extend the expiration date for system-wide upgrades. They're going to lower EQM thresholds for Executive Platinum rewards, which are things you earn after qualifying for Executive Platinum if you fly a whole bunch. They're going to introduce a promotion to reach million miler status, which I think is pretty interesting, and we'll get to in a second. They're going to waive reinstatement charges, which they've kind of already done, at least to some extent. And they're actually adding a new offer for American Airlines vacations to elite status members, which is kind of cool too, if you're one who books vacation packages. So let's dig in just a little bit more detail. Right up top, and probably most importantly, American is extending the Advantage Elite status for their elite members. If your current status expires on January 31st of 2021, they're going to extend that status all the way through the 2021 program year into 2022. Now, that's not unusual or kind of unexpected. That's what United and Delta have both done. There's kind of an interesting qualifier here, though. They're saying if your current elite status expires on January 31st, 2021, so they might be trying to exclude, for example, people who got temporary status as part of a promotion, or maybe you're in the middle of a challenge, which is actually the case for me. So if you have temporary elite status that expires before then, they may not extend it. We'll just have to see what happens. By doing this, they may be trying to eliminate some of those people and commit to extending elite status only for the members who have fully earned it, which I guess is fair, right? So to make a long story short, they're extending your current elite status all the way through next year, which is what, again, United and Delta have both done. So the next big question is, what are the elite qualification requirements going to be like for the rest of this year if you want to get to a higher status, for example? American has lowered the bar, lowered the thresholds kind of across all 4 levels of their elite program, which again is what you would expect and what United did. Delta kind of took a slightly different approach and said we're basically crediting all your elite activity from this year into next year. But American is instead lowering the bar or lowering the threshold a little bit for the remainder of this year. Again, United did the same thing and roughly lowered the thresholds around 50%. American is doing kind of the same thing in terms of elite qualifying segments. They basically have reduced these by 50%, but interestingly, the required elite qualifying miles for each tier are only 40% lower, or they're basically 60% of the current threshold, not 50. I think that's, at least according to my calculations, I could certainly be wrong. But I'm pretty sure they only lowered this by 40%. They lowered the qualifying segment requirements by 50%. So I'm getting into the minutia a little bit, but basically American has reduced the thresholds 50%. Now, as a reminder, to earn status on American, you have to meet the elite qualifying dollar amount threshold. So you have to meet the minimum spend, and you can meet either or requirement for qualifying miles or qualifying segments. So you have to meet the spend, and you can choose, or you don't choose, but you either hit the threshold here or here, basically whichever comes first. So the third change is American is extending system-wide upgrades. So if you had system-wide upgrades with an expiration date of January 31st, 2021, those are automatically being extended to July 31st, 2021. Obviously, they're only pushing the date back 6 months and not a year, but it's giving you a little bit more time to use something that you can't use right now. So I think that makes sense, and that is pretty generous. Also, as a note, this is only going to apply to a small portion of elite members on American. System-wide upgrades are only available generally to Executive Platinum members, which is the top tier of the elite status program. So that this extension doesn't really matter for anyone who's Gold, Platinum, or Platinum Pro. So also, if you're an Executive Platinum member, American is lowering the threshold for Executive Platinum rewards. Now, these rewards are things that you earn kind of once you hit the threshold and if you kind of keep spending. So say you're a huge flyer traveling internationally a ton on paid business class, for example, and you blow past the traditional 100,000 mile requirement to get Executive Platinum status, you can earn additional benefits along the way. So it's your reward for continuing to spend your money with American once you've achieved the top level in the program. So they've lowered the threshold. Now they're issuing rewards at 90,000 EQMs or qualifying miles, 120,000 and 150,000. That's down considerably from where they were before at 150, 200,000 and 250,000 miles. So they've come far down on that, which means if you're continuing to spend a ton of money on American late this year and you blow past the elite qualifying requirements, they're going to give you some extra incentive to kind of keep your money at American and keep flying on their carrier. Now, again, that's not a benefit that's going to impact very many people, at least many people watching this video maybe, but still something to think about and an important consideration for a few of you out there. So the fifth thing American is doing, which I think is pretty cool, is they're offering kind of a limited promotion which allows you to earn credit towards the Million Miler program with credit card spend. So American is saying for every $1 spent on Advantage credit cards, you're going to get 1 mile towards Million Miler status. Now, Million Miler status is American's lifetime program. So again, so once you hit those thresholds, you earn elite status for life. I believe it's 1,000,000 miles for gold and kind of goes up from there. Obviously, those are pretty aspirational targets that many people won't hit, but this is kind of a potential way to expedite your way there. Maybe you're close. Maybe you're someone like me who's kind of young and still has that target in mind one day. This is kind of a neat way to maybe help get there a little bit faster. It's something American used to do years ago, I think. They got rid of that completely. Now or at least until now, they have said you just simply have to fly to get Million Miler status. So they're kind of resurrecting, I guess, this benefit for a little while over the next couple of months. Again, since people can't fly, they're giving us a better chance to kind of earn some elite credit. United, I think, did something similar. They increased the available qualifying points you can get from credit card spend, again, during this crisis, again, because you can't fly. They're saying we're going to give you the chance to earn more miles on your credit card than you ordinarily would. So that's kind of cool. Number 6, American is waiving reinstatement and change fees for award bookings. I think they've already started to do this, or they were quite a while ago. I canceled 2 different award tickets during the kind of in the middle of the crisis. They were web special awards, which are the least flexible awards that American has. They were canceled and my miles were reinstated with no fee at all. So I think this is kind of a continuation potentially of something they're already doing, but they're kind of formalizing it. They're saying basically if you make changes 60 days or more before travel, we're not going to charge you anything to reinstate your miles or to change your trip. For 7 to 60 days, there's a fee, and then the fee grows a little bit if you're less than 7 days from travel. Now, these are changes for award bookings again. I don't think American had actually formalized that. They, of course, have been issuing kind of credits or allowing cancellations for paid travel, but they hadn't really formalized, I don't think, or at least documented their policies for award bookings, so they're using this as a chance to do so. Now, lastly, but probably not least, again, I think this one is pretty interesting. American is offering a credit on American Airlines vacations. American Airlines vacations is kind of like an Expedia or Booking.com where you can couple an American Airlines flight with a hotel stay. And they're saying on July 1st of 2020, Elite status members will receive a one-time credit of up to $400 to use towards a vacation package, which I think is kind of cool. Now, I know a lot of you aren't going to use this or think it's worthless. I just booked a vacation package not too long ago. I had to cancel it. But something I might try in the future. I want to see what that process and experience is like. So this might be a benefit I actually take advantage of. We will see. So Gold members are getting a $300 credit. Platinum and Platinum Pro members are getting $350, and Executive Platinum members are getting $400. So I think there's a minimum stay or minimum requirement here. They're saying you have to spend at least $2,500, which should be pretty easy if you're buying flights and hotels for more than a couple nights. It's valid for reservations made over the phone, which I think is kind of weird, but as long as they don't charge you for making a phone reservation, maybe that's just fine. So this is kind of a fun credit. Maybe American thinks this is something people will like but not use, which might actually be the case because I think it's pretty cool, but I don't know that a ton of people will take advantage. So those are the 7 changes that American is making. Again, they're extending elite status through January 2022. They're lowering the thresholds for the remainder of this year. They're making things a little bit easier for Executive Platinums. They're giving us a chance to earn Million Miler status or get a little bit closer with credit card spend. They're waiving some fees, and they're giving us a vacation voucher for a couple $100 if we book a packaged vacation. So while it took American a week or two longer than it did United and Delta, we now have the details we've been waiting for. So that is all we have for this video. I hope this information was helpful and gives you a little bit more knowledge around American's Elite Status Program and the changes coming in the future. As usual, you can find us on the socials at ExploreInformed, and you can visit us on the web at exploreinformed.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.